Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Roger, and this is your daily tarot map for Wednesday, July 29th, 2015, using tarot to create the life you want. Well, first off, I want to thank everybody for sharing these videos, for liking them, for subscribing to this channel. As always, I appreciate your support. Now this week we are working with the Witch's Tarot by Dugan with the cards illustrated by Mark Evans. And the three cards drawn randomly from the deck today were the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So what an interesting group of cards today. By the looks of it, the focus is on emotions and creativity with also perhaps a little bit of soul searching. Now, our first card, the Queen of Cups, is the strongest card in this spread as her energy is pumped up by the water card next to it. The Queens in Tarot are about personal power. And I see this Queen as recommending that we work on our inner life and spend time cultivating our spirit via a spiritual or creative discipline of some kind. Now, in the draw, the Queen has her back facing the other two cards, thereby suggesting that she look ahead to what her heart is telling her rather than to her sense of duty. Often we do things because we feel we must, because it's expected of us. Now, while we certainly do need to take care of our duties, we also need to take care of ourselves spiritually as well to make sure that the needs of our soul are being met. Now, I see the same idea reflected here with our second card, the King of Cups, whose spirit is somewhat dampened by that fire card next to him. The King of Cups is another creative sort and is also another power card. He is a leader after all. But he has the soul of an artist with the duties of a king, which can create a conflict within him. Truth be told, the King of Cups doesn't look all that comfortable on his throne, almost giving the impression that he'd rather be somewhere else doing something else. Maybe he does. But being a king, he's about control, and he has made a career out of controlling his emotions. So maybe it's time to let some of them come forth. Instead of gazing out into the world, it might be time for us to get off of our throne and to go out and do that which fulfills us, that which feeds us spiritually. Now, the idea here is supported also by our last card, the Three of Wands. So, this is normally a card of growth, expansion, especially with a focus on business. But in this spread, the fire is ill-dignified by the watery King of Cups. So, as such, I see this more as a failure to launch type of card. So though you may have success or even a definite career path, there may be something missing, that piece of you that's feeling unfulfilled. So in this spread, everybody seems to be looking outward longingly, but nobody's really doing much of anything. So I see today's cards as such as advising us that we need to take some beginning steps to feed that other side of us, our creative and our spiritual side. A side that many of us may have ignored for too long. Now, as a side note, I will say that when I first turned these cards over this morning, the three images initially made me think of a mother, father, and child. So for some of us, this might be a call to spend some quality family time, especially if we've ignored our loved ones as of late. Given that everybody in the card is looking off in a different direction, it might take a little bit of work to renew our connections and to bring everybody back together again. So the message for these three cards today is: the path of spiritual and creative fulfillment is not a ready-made path that will come to you on its own. You will find it only by taking action and putting one foot in front of the other. So today's advice card comes from the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards, and the card drawn randomly from the deck is number 28, Forest Labyrinth. So the Forest Labyrinth card supports nicely the idea of today's reading in that it's a card of making choices and considering your options. Just as we saw with today's draw, its appearance advises that a decision of some kind is required. What's key here is that we don't get all caught up with making the right choice, because none of us really knows what lies ahead. Remember, there are really no wrong choices. There are just varying consequences. Searching for spiritual, emotional, or creative fulfillment doesn't necessarily mean you have to give up your dreams. It simply means you're expanding them. And that is your Daily Tarot Map for today. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you click the like button below. And to learn more about my work, visit my website at tarot-dude.com. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Brightest blessings.